Hey, how's it going? It's Jason from Pro Guitar Studio. Today we're going to take a look at 3 movable chord shapes. So if you're coming over from open chords where you've learned most of your open chord shapes, this is a great lesson for you because I can show you how to move around these 3 common shapes, E, A, and D, across the fretboard. So let's just dive right in here. All right, so our shapes that we know, E major, okay? So I'm assuming that you know these shapes and that you're comfortable in the open positions of E major. So 2nd fret, string 5, 2nd fret, string 4, and 1st fret, string number 3. A major, which is the 2nd fret on the D, G, and B strings, or the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. You can use index, middle, ring, middle, pinky, or sorry, I should say middle, ring, and pinky. Or you can just bar it. So I'm doing a bar here in my example, but you can use whatever way it makes sense for you, okay? And then we're also going to do a D chord. So that's our A, and then D is the 2nd fret, string number 3, 3rd fret, string number 2, 2nd fret, string number 1. Okay? So usually we're playing these as an open chord where we have an open root note. So the D chord, the D string is the root note. The A chord, the A string is the root note. And the E chord, the E string is the root note. Right? So we have D, A, and E. Now, why that's important is because we're going to take those same chord shapes and we're going to move them around the fretboard. The only thing we need to do is not play those open strings. So this can be a little bit difficult if you're used to strumming everything right away. If you're just getting used to the guitar, you might find it awkward to be accurate in terms of what strings you're hitting. And that's why here I did a picking pattern. Now you could use a pick, so I'll grab a pick here. I could use a pick and just do like the same thing there. You try to strum through 3 strings. Or whatever makes sense, like I'm using my fingers there. And I'll show you that pattern once we get into it, okay? So first off though, we're gonna look at the chord shape and sort of how we can move it around. So the E chord is like this. Now, usually you think of the root note for the E chord as the open 6th string. But in this case here with these 3 strings, we're gonna look at the D string, the 2nd fret on the D string as our root note. So that's our root note, that's our E note. So for example, if you know all the notes on string number 4, we can move that along and you can figure out the note name. But at first, I just want you to get comfortable moving the shapes around. So don't worry so much about naming the chords right away. Now the A chord, same idea. Usually think of the A string as the root note, but here we're gonna use the G string, 2nd fret, to identify the root note. So this note here is an A. So for example, if we move it up to fret number 4, this is a B. That becomes a B chord, okay? And then the D shape, same idea, the middle string that we're playing is our root note, okay? So this here is a D note. If I move it to fret number 5, that's E. That shape becomes E. So we can move these around the fretboard, and the benefit there is that you can play the chords, major chords in this case, for songs that you know in many different ways. You don't have to be stuck to playing just in the open position because that gets sort of old pretty fast. And ideally, this is sort of your gateway to something called triads, okay? So eventually we can look at 3-string triads and their inversions as ways to play chords in a different way. So if I was playing a D chord, I could play like this, but also like this, and like this. So 3 different ways to play the D chord. We're not getting into that today, and like I said, hopefully this is a way to sort of springboard you into that concept once you get comfortable. But with these shapes, we can move them around. Same with the triad inversions, you can move them around. And there's many ways you can play any chord that you might know. Let's say an E chord, we can easily find 12 ways to play that across the fretboard, okay? But right now, just the one shape for each chord. So the chord progression I'm doing here is not in key, it's not in one key, it's not diatonic, but we can use it, it sounds really good to play around with. And the overall progression is B, A, E, F sharp. 4 major chords, okay, we're not even doing minor today. So for the E shape right here, to do the first chord, the B, we need to move down to fret number 9, okay? So when I say fret number 9, that's the D string is our root note. Fret number 9 on the D string is our B note, okay? For the A chord, move down to fret number 7, same shape. You can do it this way too. For E, we're down to fret number 2, the original spot. And F sharp, fret number 4. So yeah, this is fret F sharp right here. That's our chord shape for our E. Now for the A chord shape, or A shape, I should say, for the progression for the B chord, it's on fret number 4. All the notes are on fret number 4. For the A, it's all on fret number 2. For the E, fret number 9. And F sharp, fret number 11. All right, that's our A shape. And for the D, the first chord, fret number 12 is our ring finger, okay? So the B string is our root note, so fret number 12 is our B chord. Fret number 10 is our A. Fret number 5 is our E. Fret number 7 is our F sharp. So all those chords actually contain the same notes in the same order. So this here is the same as this. It's the same as this. Some might sound higher than others, but it's the same note construction. So if we're looking at, for the E chord, for example, if I did it all in the same way, we have B, E, G sharp. Up here it's B, E, G sharp. And then down here it's B, E, G sharp. So all the same notes in the chord. That's why I chose these 3 chords to move around, just because it has the same similar sound, and it's not too confusing once you get into it, okay? So the pattern that I was doing at the beginning was finger picking. So I'm going thumb on string 5, index middle on string 4, 3. And then I hit the string and do a mute. And then back to string 4, 5. Okay, so when I go through. I'm also sliding into the first note, so like if I go through the... Without the mute, without the slap, sorry. So wrong chord at first there for the E, but you get the idea. So as we go through this, you can do that with the fingers. As a picking pattern, you could do a picking pattern with your pick. You do string 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. So that works out great. And all I have to do is move it down for the next set of strings, right? So you can make your own pattern, make it really simple, like you can just strum it once. Whatever helps you practice it. So really nice 4-chord progression, B, A, E, F sharp. So play with this, get comfortable moving this around. Then if you want to, try to experiment with those chord shapes and make up some different progressions. You don't need to be in key, you can just try to use your ears, see what sounds good. And from there, like I said, this can take you into triads and their inversions, okay? So these are all one inversion of each triad on every set of strings there. So we have strings 1, 2, 3. We have strings 2, 3, 4. And then strings 4, 3, 4, 5. The only one we're missing is strings 6, 5, and 4, but you get the idea. So as we go through that, basically we want to just get comfortable with the first shape and then eventually move into the other 3 for all those sets of strings. And that's just major. So from there you can branch into minor chords. So for each of these chords, instead of E major, you do E minor, and then we get this kind of thing. Much different sound. A minor. And then D minor, right? So this shape here. But that's what we'll get to eventually. So have fun with this. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Most importantly, just get comfortable with these 3 shapes, which if you do open chords, you already know them. We're just moving them around now and only focusing on those 3 strings, okay? So we're trying not to hit those open strings that we normally would play. And then see if we can take you into triad. So have fun with this. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this each week. See ya.